Good day, Mom Sir. So in this video, I'll be discussing my sample code in the Module 1 Lesson 3. So, datagram UDP sockets. Unlike TCP or IP sockets, datagram sockets are connectionless. This is to say the connection between client and server is not maintained throughout the duration of the dialogue. Instead, each datagram packet is sent as an isolated transmission whenever necessary. So how to create a server? Create a datagram socket object. So just as for the creation of a server socket object, this means supplying the object's constructor with a port number. So I'll be showing the sample code here. The next one is create a buffer for incoming datagrams. This is achieved by creating an array of bytes. So the sample code here, So the third one is create datagram packet object for the incoming datagrams. The constructor for this object requires two arguments. The first one is the previously created byte array. The second one is the size of this array. So I'll be showing the sample code here. The fourth one is accept an incoming datagram. This is effected by the receive method of our datagram socket object, using our datagram packet object as the receptacle. So I'll be showing the sample code here. The fifth one is accept the sender's address and port from the packet. Methods get address and get port of our datagram packet object are used for this. So I'll be showing the two sample code here. The sixth one is retrieve the data from the buffer. For convenience of handling, the data will be retrieved as a string, using an overloaded form of the string constructor that takes three arguments. The first one is a byte array. The second one is the start position within the array. The third one is the number of bytes. So I'll be showing the sample code here. The seventh one is create the response datagram. Create a datagram packet object using an overloaded form of the constructor that takes four arguments. First is the byte array containing the response message. The second one is the size of the response. The third one is the client address, and the fourth one is the client's port number. The first of these arguments is returned by the getBytes method of the string class. So I'll be showing the sample code here. The eighth one, send the response datagram. This is achieved by calling method send of our data socket object, supplying our outgoing datagram packet object as an argument. So I'll be showing sample code here again. So steps 4 to 8 may be executed indefinitely. Under normal circumstances, the server would probably not be closed down at all. However, if an exception occurs, then the associated datagram socket should be closed, as shown in step 9 below. So the last step is close the datagram socket. This is effected simply by calling method close of our datagram socket object. So I'll be showing the sample code here. So how will you create a client? So first one is create a datagram socket object. This is similar to the creation of a datagram socket object in the server program, but with the important difference that the constructor here requires no argument, since a default port will be used. So I'll be showing the sample code here. Create the outgoing program. This step is exactly as for step 7 of the server program. So I'll be showing the sample code here. Third is to send the datagram message. Just as for the server, this is achieved by calling method send of the datagram socket object, supplying our outgoing datagram packet object as an argument. So I'll be showing the sample code here. So step 4 to 6 below are exactly the same steps 2 to 4 of the server server procedure. I'm sorry for that. The fourth one is create a buffer for incoming datagrams. Sample code here. And then the fifth one is create a datagram packet object for the incoming datagrams. Sample code here. So the sixth one is accept an incoming datagram. The code here. And then retrieve the data from the buffer. So this is the same as step 6 in the server program. So here's the code. Steps 2 to 7 may then be repeated as many times as required. So the last step is close the datagram socket. So this is the same as step 9 in the server program. So I will showing the sample code here. Sir, sorry if gagmay kayo ang akong gipang insert na pictures sa mga sample code, and mo lang jud akong makaya sir para ma-insert siya sa video. Thank you po.